Hey guys, imagine getting stuck in a place like this. This is exactly where I was stuck back in June when I was on my car drive. After my car went into a ditch, the radiator broke, and I didn't realize that till I got stuck over here, right at that spot over there, just where the divider starts. So while I was stuck, since this construction is going on over here, so the road widening project, so I was asked to move the car over here. I was not very keen to do that because there was absolutely no fluid in the radiator. But I thought a little bit of a drive won't hurt. So I just brought the car up here to where these stalls are. And then I didn't know what to do. I tried calling the Volkswagen helpline for the RSA. The guy who picked up my phone said that it was 1:30 in the afternoon. He said that at this point of time nothing can be done. No tow vehicle could be sent, and he advised me to call again in the morning at 7. So basically, it meant that I was going to be stuck in this place till the next day 7. I was not sure what to do. This mountain is called Sher Bibi. I came to know later after talking to some army personnel. Now the good thing is that I know somebody in the army and I tried to contact them. So I was asked to talk to these local people over here to see if there is any army checkpost around, and they advised me that there is one just around the corner over there. Luckily for me, I was able to find them. They were just about to leave for the day, and I was able to ask my friend to talk to their senior supervisor who was about to take them away in their truck. And at that time, they didn't really help me. But then my friend got in touch with the local commander over here. So in the meantime, I was just waiting in my car. I was not sure what to do. So I waited till about 4:30 or 5 p.m. That is when a very cheerful set of army commandos came. They knocked on the window and spoke with me. They said that they had been ordered to stay with me here till I was brought to a safe place. I told them that I cannot leave my car over here. I would like to take it wherever I would be put up for the night. So they tried to see how they could tow my car. They brought a gypsy 4x4 and they were finding out how to attach my vehicle to theirs. Now this is where a little bit of thinking on my part came into picture. You see, because of this trip, I had bought a steel tow cable and I offered to supply them with it. I had actually bought that thinking that I would help someone in need, and it's funny, it's ironic actually that it was used to tow my car. But anyways, they were able to help me. It was the first time my car was getting towed, and it was a scary experience for me as well. I've never been towed, and it's with all the power down, it is not a simple task. So yeah, around 5:30 I started getting towed. So let's proceed from here and let me show you what happens next. I'll try to show the place where I got towed from here. Okay, back on the ride. Now let me show you the place where I got towed to from here. So you can imagine I got towed all the way across on this road. The guy driving the gypsy was a young lad, hardly maybe 21-22 years old. At least he looked that way. And even I think he didn't have an experience of towing vehicles, so maybe it was the first time for him as well. So it was interesting. But in the end we were successful, and I think that's what counts. So the place where I got towed to, I think it was about 5 kilometers ish away. A highway nest mini. It's my mistake actually. After I spoke to the Volkswagen RSA, I accepted whatever that fellow said about having to call at 7 in the morning. Maybe if I had called earlier again, I would have been advised differently, because that's not how it turned out. This is the one, 500 meters, highway nest mini. I think this is the one. And there are some people from the army as well over there. They have their post somewhere up there in the mountains. So here I was at the highway nest mini, getting towed by the army folks, and it was about 5:45 or 6ish. It was going to be dark soon, and the army folks said that here I will be safe. Here there is place for me to rest, and somewhere up there is their post, so I would be under their observation and I would be safe basically. But then a passing vehicle, a passing mini truck came by, and they were able to request the driver of the truck to take me up ahead to a nearby village called Banihal. I think it's about 5-6 kilometers from here. Yeah. The thing with the army is that they infuse you with so much positivity. Even in this kind of situation, I was very confident that okay, now things are gonna be on track. Okay, so let's go more ahead. Let me show you till where I got towed. Again using my tow cable. But that was the last of the tow cable. After that I have not been able to use it. Both the hooks broke after this second use. Okay, let's go. Yeah, that's what getting towed looks like. So I have been having a bad day today. Let's see. Hopefully I will get some help. I'll get the thing fixed. Basically my radiator coolant got leaked after I went into some bad roads, and I shut off the engine, and it's been off since then. But the thing is, I'm stuck because of this issue now. Yeah, it's an emergency, so let's see. So you can imagine how I must have been feeling at that point of time. This place is like 2,137 kilometers away from home. Stuck in an unknown place, strange place rather, so far away from home. So anyways, I didn't talk about this. The local commander who got in touch with me and ordered his commandos to help me out was very helpful. He was with me all through the process. He called me from time to time to confirm where I am, what kind of help I am receiving. He also was making sure that if I needed any kind of accommodation, I just needed to call him and he would set it up. But at this point of time, with so much progress happening, with me getting towed till the village where there would be certain mechanics, because guys, it was starting to rain, and the mechanics, we tried calling for a long time. We tried at least for an hour to see if some mechanics would come. but they all didn't come actually, and that is the reason why finally we decided that my car would have to be towed. That's the best way. Get the car to the mechanic and then get them to fix it. You can imagine, I just don't remember this road or much of it because of the kind of stress that I was under. All this part is more or less blank. And we come to Banihal. And right there is the mechanic shop, AK Motors. So I have to give it to the mechanic. He, after getting towed here by about 6:30, he tried till 10 p.m. and I was very hopeful that he would get it fixed. Yeah, but ultimately it was not meant to be. Yeah, because of the anxiety, I was not even feeling like having any water actually. Yeah. Anyway, I met a very helpful local over here. I don't see him here at this point of time, and he was kind enough to take me a little bit ahead to a place where I could spend the night. So I left the car here thinking that anyways in the morning I will call the Volkswagen RSA again and see what can be done. So let me take you ahead to the place where I spent the night. It is one of the most basic places where I've ever stayed before. Yeah, I mean, just talking about it will not do justice. When I show you, that is definitely going to have a different impact. Of course, one more thing is that if I hadn't got stuck here, I would never have gotten to experience this place. I would never have come to one of these places here to have the local girda bread. I never even knew what girda is before I had it. Okay, so do you see this? A1 Hotel. That is the place where I was put up for the night. And it is so basic. There's no parking here. I was planning to go inside and show you. It costs 200 rupees per night. Let me just see if I can peek in though, just to give you an idea how basic it was. Okay, uncle is not there, but that's how it is. There's too much traffic here. I won't leave the bike around just like that. I'll leave the rest to imagination. Let's just say this place doesn't have proper bathrooms. But anyways, when you're in a tight spot, you have to adjust to whatever life throws at you, right? And that's exactly what I did.